friends. I'm Miss Emily.
And I'm Miss Erin.
And we are here today to talk about the library's Your Library at Home November kit. It is a family dinner kit. We're very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
What you will be getting in this kit, I know it's a little bit far away, so it's hard to see this, but when you sign up, you'll be getting this book, so you will be able to see it up close, is the book called Hiking Day by Anne Rockwell, and this is a very fun book. We thought it would be nice to go along with this family dinner kit because it shows a family going out and having a couple of first experiences for the little girl that's in it. And if you have been doing some things with your family in quarantine or as we've been keeping socially distanced and safe that you don't normally do, then this book is kind of like that. So we and my family have been going out on walks or going hiking because we had some extra time together in the evenings, and so that's why I really like this book, and it'll hopefully be fun for you all too. So you'll be getting that in the kit along with a page of recipes that has some staff recipes in there, some traditional family recipes, and then also some recipes from some books. One of the reasons we decided to do this because traditionally in my family, November is a month where we get together and cook, mainly for Thanksgiving. And so we thought that even if this is not a month where you celebrate that holiday, or if you get together with your family and cook, there are always those times where we get together with our family and cook. So we thought it would be a fun thing to do, especially when it's getting colder out. We can kind of hunker down at home and do some cooking.
Yes. And it's much nicer to do cooking, I think, with more people in the winter time because it's cold outside and, cooking and baking makes your house cozy.
Yes.
And smell good.
Yes. And if there's a lot of bodies, then it's nicer. It
Yes.
doesn't add to like the heat when you're cooking in July.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of people in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No.
So one of the books that will be included in the packet that you get, or you can I should have said, we're only taking the recipe from the book and putting it in the packet. And the recipe and then what book it's from and the author. If you wanted to come to the library to check it out, you can schedule an appointment to browse, or you can send an email to request the book. So a couple of the books we're going to be talking about, you can request to get from the library. The first one is called How the Cookie Crumbled. And I didn't know this, that the chocolate chip cookie was not invented until 1930. Like, my world was really shook after that. I just assumed
It's been there forever.
something so amazing,
Mm-hmm.
like the Egyptians could build pyramids.
Mm-hmm. Surely they invented the chocolate chip cookie.
Surely they had it around, but no, it was this lady, and she invented it. And this book is very fun because it details this woman's whole life, and the chocolate chip cookie was just kind of something that happened at the end of her life. She was very detail oriented. She grew up during the Depression, so her and her husband started a bed and breakfast, a restaurant, a hotel, and she had to be very smart to think about how to keep her business afloat in that time when it was a Depression, so money was scarce and people weren't spending it on things like going out to dinner. Another thing that I really liked about this book is at the end, and I know you can't see this, friend, sorry, it gives you a choice. It gives you 3 options about the true story of how she created this cookie, and then it gives you a choice of which one you think is true, and then it goes through each of them and says, well, do you think this is true because of this? Or how about you think about that? And then it tells you what the best guess is that they have about how she actually created the chocolate chip cookie. And I think that the one that they promote as the true story really kind of lines up with this woman's attitude and personality because, like I said, she was very detail oriented and very driven as a person. So I liked that one a lot.
Me too. That was a big hint for when you choose which answer you think is right.
Very true. And the second one that I have is called My Singing Nana. And this is a very sweet story about a family whose grandma always comes over and is in their house helping them with cooking and homework. And this little boy and his grandma always do a variety show or a talent show around a certain holiday, and Grandma's getting a little bit older and she's having some memory problems, and the boy's really worried about if the talent show is going to go on. And at the end, I won't spoil it for you with letting you know how it turns out, but at the end, the family all gets together and they make Nana's cherry empanadas. And so I always thought the empanadas were like a traditionally savory, so they had meat in them or sometimes like eggs for breakfast.
Mhm.
I've never had a sweet empanada. So when I saw the cherry empanadas, yum, those look really
Mhm.
great. And so it's kind of a twist, at least for me. I didn't know that they were sweet. Another thing I really liked about this book is in the back next to the recipes, it gives you talking points for parents about if you have a loved one who's older, or grandma or grandpa who lives with you that might be having some memory problems or experiencing early dementia or signs of early dementia. This gives you some talking points about how you can talk to children in your life or children in your household about that, so they can easily kind of understand what's happening. So you can go back through the book if you want and see the times where grandma's forgetting or how the little boy feels or how everyone in the family feels. And then you'll have some talking points and some other resources about how to talk better with your kids or how to explain that better to the littles in your house.
I'm going to talk about a couple of recipes. The first one is Federico and Wolf by Rebecca Gomez. And this is a twist on the traditional Little Red Riding Hood fairy tale. We have our young boy here, and he has been sent to the market to get ingredients for his abuelo so that they can make pico de gallo. And so it tells the story of the Red Riding Hood, but then at the end, you see Grandpa and his grandson, sorry. And then there's the recipe for the perfect pico,
Yeah,
which we love.
I love pico.
I love pico. I love avocado, salsa, guacamole, everything. Mexican is delicious all the time. And also in the back of the book, there is a very handy translation guide and how to say certain words in Spanish, because sometimes it is hard to pronounce words that you don't know naturally if you don't speak the language.
Yeah.
I also just like this book because it's super colorful. The back is great because it's like a whole market scene, and anyway.
Which we're not used to. I mean, we don't have markets like that. So it's cool to see how other cultures have their markets.
Yes. So you can check that book out. We will include the pico recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to talk about the tiny chef and mishing washabi block.
You do that so good. I cannot do it.
This is it's a fantastic little story. As you can maybe tell, there's some wording in there that is a little bit hard to pronounce. Most of it is fine.
It's like the dialogue, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. The little chef's the way he speaks is a little bit difficult for us to pronounce. But in this book, he is missing his recipe book, and he's trying to find it everywhere, and it's darling.
The pictures are so, that's just a great word to describe it. It's darling.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The authors of the book are animators in their other lives, and they've worked on The Isle of Dogs and Coraline and the TV show Robot Chicken, and also
Who doesn't love Robot Chicken?
Yeah, also Halloweeny.
Frankenweenie. Oh, yeah.
That's a different book.
Halloweeny, yes.
So anyways, in the back, there's the recipe for Legaful Shoe, which I think is supposed to be vegetable stew.
So I guess I like this book a lot better when Miss Erin reads it. I did not like it when I read it. I like the pictures, I like the story, I just could not get past the pronunciation.
Well, maybe I'll read it to you.
You should.
Okay.
Or read like a video that I could just play back when I need to. It's like the chef from the Muppets.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a recipe for that in the back that we will try to copy somehow that's
covered up a little bit.
Yeah,
didn't get it before. Yeah.
But you can check that out.
And that actually reminded me, I totally forgot. Miss Erin remembered though, the authors of the books that I talked about, How the Cookie Crumbled, the true and not so true stories of the invention of the chocolate chip cookie, was by Gilbert Ford, and My Singing Nana was written by Pat Mora and illustrated by Alyssa Bermudez. If you wanted to find them, it would probably be helpful to have the authors. So there you go. Thank you for remembering, Ms. Erin.
We have them written down.
Yes, that's true.
Your kit.
They are in the kit, yes.
One thing that I'm going to talk about real quick that you cannot check out, but is important for our kit here is the R.J. and Mary Garton Gump Family Tree Cookbook. Yes.
R.J. Gump?
Yes, I did say Gump. So this is my family, and it's compiled by the descendants. So I don't know if your families do this, but
or if you want your families to do this. Like, I've never even heard about this. I want my family to do this.
Yeah, so it's kind of like churches will sometimes make cookbooks, but
or the Friends of the Library sometimes have cookbooks to sell.
But this one is my family they decided originally in 1987 and 1988. It was like ancient history. But we have an update coming out soon.
So wait, this is the most recent one was in 1987? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there were ones before that?
I don't know, actually. But it says recipes included have been chosen by members and unofficial members, which means the in-laws.
The in-laws aren't official members of your family?
I mean, sometimes.
That is hilarious. I thought only my family was like that. Because when they would play volleyball, they would always have the real Tabors, which is my family, and then the not Tabors, which were the people that married into the family.
Hilarious!
So technically my grandma was not a Tabor because she was on the other team. I thought it was only my family that did that.
No, apparently mine too.
Yeah. Most families probably are like that.
So they've decided, so members and unofficial members of the Gump family, as good to eat, easy to make, compliment getters, or full of good memories.
So full of good memories. That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyways, there's some pictures in here, but then also recipes, and then the family like tree and history and some stories. So it's actually really interesting to look at, and I'm going to pick some recipes out of here to submit for our family kit here. Not sure which ones, but there are definitely some yummy ones in here.
Do you get together with your family and like make recipes out of that book?
We don't make recipes out of this book, but when we get together, there are recipes in this book
that are made. Yes.
And if they are not present at the get-togethers, there is drama.
Yes.
Because there are certain things that we expect, and when they don't come, then we're like, what is the deal?
Yeah.
I'm sure that your family
My family is definitely that way too. Like when we get together for family, it doesn't even have to be holidays, but just like family get-togethers, everybody is responsible for the things that they like to make. So my aunt likes to make soup, so she brings the soup. My other aunt and uncle like to make salads, so they bring the salads. Yes. What do you think your favorite thing is, either out of there or that your family like traditionally makes?
So I will tell you, it is the peanut butter pom-poms, which are delicious. It's basically like peanut butter Rice Krispie treats, powdered sugar, not Rice Krispie treats. Sorry, peanut butter, powdered sugar, Rice Krispies, and you roll it into a ball and then you dip it in chocolate.
Yum.
And it's kind of like what they have here called...
Melanie calls it elephant poop.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also Buckeyes. But there's a nut. There's a nut involved with the Buckeyes.
Buckeye is much more Iowa.
Yeah, but this is Kansas, straight up, and we do not do
Buckeyes.
We don't do Buckeyes. But the peanut butter pom-poms are delicious.
Those sound great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I might include that.
Yeah. My aunt makes these amazing, also balls, like also in a ball form. They're like a cake ball kind of thing, and we love them. They're amazing. But no one but her can really make them as good. So if she doesn't make them, like no one else would bring them. It's got to be my aunt that brings them.
My grandma also used to make, she called them mini pizzas because we could never get her to say pizza.
That's fancy.
It's pizza.
Pizza's the fancy way.
We're always like, Grandma, it's pizza. Pizza. That's what I said. It's completely like that. And then my aunt started making them also to carry on the mini pizza. And we always have to pronounce it that way in honor of
Your grandma.
Of Alta.
Alta. Oh, that's a great name.
Alta Marie Gump.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Love it. That's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
so-
what was the bottom of the pizza? Was it like Pillsbury dough?
Melba toast.
Oh,
Melba toast
yes.
and like it's like a mixture of hamburger and cheese and something else. And you put them in a toaster oven.
Oh, of course.
Never the oven, which why I don't know.
Maybe it's
You can put them in the oven.
you could probably,
The toaster oven.
but
and,
Alta didn't.
Yeah. And they're really good because the Melba toast is crunchy.
Yeah.
And then it's like cheesy. And,
Yeah. Maybe
So-
it takes less time in the toaster oven.
Maybe
Were they
so.
like an appetizer?
Yeah. But you can also freeze them
Ooh.
and then just warm them up.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
I know. I'll even find it. I'll put it in there.
Yes, that's a quick and easy thing
Yeah.
for like the kids to have when they get home
Yes.
from school.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The last book that I wanted to talk about was the book that gave us the idea to do a family dinner kit, and it is such a endearing, sweet book. It's called Fry Bread, A Native American Family Story by Kevin Noble Maillard. And I really cannot suggest more highly that everyone read and buy this book. I bought it for my kids, even though they're older. My baby really can't read this kind of book yet. But one thing that I really like about it is, I know it's difficult to see, but the front cover and the back cover list all of the First Nation or Native American tribes in the North Americas. And I just thought that was really, really cool to look at and to go through and read with your kids and see the breadth of culture and variety of different peoples that there were, and there still are today, which I thought was very, very cool. So in this book, as the title indicates, it is a story about making fry bread, and you have this Nana or grandma or elder as the main character, and all of the children in the family that come in and make fry bread with her. And it is just a very sweet story about inclusion and acceptance and family and love and kindness. It's very, very sweet. And in the back, our author gives the recipe for his fry bread, and that will be included in the packet as well. And another thing that was great in this book is he goes into more depth about everything he talks about, with paragraphs about the subjects and how fry bread connects to him and his family and his culture, and really all of our culture as Americans. And so you could go read these more in depth and then be able to talk with your children about the ideas that are lightly touched on. This is a great book for little kids because it's short. It is has great pictures. You can read it quickly, and then you can talk about the ideas and the themes in it and more in depth as well. So again, that's Fry Bread, which is really, I mean, one of my favorite books from the last 5 years or so. It is amazing.
Excellent.
Yes. All right, I mean, I think that's all. We really want to see any recipes or pictures or even stories that you have. Please share them with us. We were excited to share our recipes and stories with you. You can post them on the library's Facebook. You can email them. Even especially if you have done some cooking experiments that have turned out not great. That's kind of, for me, that's the thing that I like to hear about the most, because like I said, my Spritz cookies story is not a win, or it's not
like a success.
It's not a success.
That
Yes.
a lot of people would think about it
Yeah.
being a success.
Yeah. My grandma, with years and years and years of making Spritz cookies, has a successful Spritz cookie making story, but me, not so much.
Yeah. I have lots of cooking disaster stories, but I keep making things. I dropped an entire 18-pound turkey and the brine
Oh my gosh.
on my kitchen floor about 10 years ago. And there was lots of drama, but you know what I did? I laughed and I picked that turkey up and I rinsed it off and we ate it and it was fine. I'm still here.
I'm sure it was delicious.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty too.
And the dog didn't eat
The
it?
dog did not eat it.
So this is no like National Lampoons.
No. Oh my God.
Or-
The turkey did not deflate because it was too dry. Or the Christmas story.
Yes, where the dogs all came in and ate it. I think
Yeah.
that's where I was going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, classic.
Classic.
And you know what? It makes a good memory.
Yes. Yes.
Even if you can't think of that at the time, just
Right.
remember.
That eventually it'll be a great story and
Yes.
everyone will laugh about it. So
Yes.
we want to share those memories with you.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
All right.
Bye, friends.
Bye.